And we're back. Looks like it's time to find out what happened, and in the cabin at least. The frigid air woke me. It seems I had fallen asleep without realizing it. It felt like I had gotten a lot weaker. After the chaos at Sphia, my consciousness returned to the cabin. At that time, it was already late at night. However, since I was fixated on the idea, go to sleep and you'll die, I just stayed awake. In the end, no matter how many times I began to doze off, I was awakened by the cold again. Looking at my watch, it was 1:30. New keyboard. New keyboard, who dis? I couldn't confirm the time before I fell asleep. I can meme, I'm hip to the kids! Even though it was afternoon, it seemed dark and gloomy outside. It was as if the sun had disappeared. Give me a moment. I got a package in the mail. That's cool. That's not what I meant to do. I need to turn on the fan to my room because it's really hot in here without any ventilation. Speed it low. Hopefully, you guys aren't hearing that, as usual. Tida Pro! Welcome to Tem Shop. Hi, I'm Temmie. It was as if the sun had disappeared. I look out the window, or approach the window. This seems like the most meaningless choice. I'm going to approach that damn window. Because I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to be aggressive. Approach the window. I got up and went to the window. Wiped away the ice frosted on the surface with my hand and gazed outside. There was a terrible snowstorm outside. Damn, the snowstorms are back. An infinite number of flakes streamed past the window. Large clumps of snow struck it repeatedly. The sky was covered by thick clouds, and as a result, the sunlight didn't reach us. I returned to bed while rubbing my arm. Everyone in the shelter cabin had already woken up. They were all shivering. None of them started a conversation, simply crouched where they were, shivering. The fire in the stove had gone out a while ago. Perhaps the fire would have been used up last night. We didn't have anything left to burn. I thought it was cold even with the stove on. But now the fire burned out, the cold is beyond all comparison. I couldn't stop my body from shivering if I wanted to. I was wearing several layers of coats and wrapped myself in a blanket on top of that, but there's no effect at all. My fingers and toes still felt pain like being pierced by needles. Touching my own hand, I was shocked at how terribly cold it felt. My hands couldn't warm up even if I blew on them or rubbed them together. Touching my hair, I felt the parts of it had frozen from the cold. Tears welled up in my eyes as I combed my hair with my fingers over and over again. I had likely gotten wet when I went out to get snow or water last night and frozen just like that. Mogi had said water was the most important thing for living. In the last rationing of water, we divided it for PET bottles. You have a chat, you have a date, it's looking great, but the window is a reflection of you. I don't know that reference. The four of us each had one bottle. I didn't want to imagine what would happen when this water ran out. Even Uni, who had been simple-mindedly energetic until yesterday, and Yamogi, who'd kept us calm with composure, were curling themselves up. Everyone, including Mayazumi, was wearing a hollow expression. Their complexions were blue and lacking any life. If their eyes had been closed and their lips weren't trembling, I wouldn't be able to tell whether they were dead or alive. That was how much the feeling of hopelessness had begun to drift over everyone. Only one water bottle. I have a water bottle right here! In fact, I'm gonna drink it! Yum! Life-giving, refreshing water. Couldn't go anywhere without it. In fact, I'm gonna take another drink. Wonderful! It just feels great. In fact, it's nice and cool against my skin. I'm gonna drink some more. Yummy. Water. Let's get back to the life-threatening situation they're in, shall we? It was a terrible atmosphere. Even though I thought that, I myself didn't feel any hope. I wasn't in any position to encourage the others. We had already taken refuge in the cabin for 5 days. There had been no sign of that search party was coming around. And the snowstorm help probably wouldn't come today either. Bad rip-off of a British date website. Well, that explains why I haven't heard of it. It's like 2 words that I know nothing about. The British and dating. And this snowstorm help probably won't come today either. There's no guarantee it'll clear up by tomorrow, and there are no grounds to believe that it will come tomorrow even if it did. All my thoughts were returning negative. Maybe the entire world has forgotten about us. Maybe no one even noticed that the plane had crashed. Even though that shouldn't be, and I inadvertently think it, and my chest is gripped with anxiety. On top of that, I'm carrying another troublesome problem. What happened at Sphia had become vague in my mind because of the transfer. But, did Sitaru resolve the messed up situation? Who attacked Sitaru? Who can I believe in? Who was the man that died? Something I remembered during one of the Remember 11 streams, we were talking about Zero Escape in the Infinity series. The Infinity series this is actually, I think, the end of the Infinity series, but they're not really interconnected, is my understanding. They're only, they're connected by themes, but not by actual, not like characters or plot or anything. But Zero Escape series, I've done 999, and that's all on YouTube as well. And VLR I have to do on my own, but when ZTD comes out for PC later this year, I will totally stream that. I'm known to spark these discussions. That's so Matt. Who was the man that died? What was the transfer phenomenon I've been experiencing in the first place? I start pondering all this with a mind slowed by cold and lack of sleep. Maybe the personality transfer is a dream? I curve my dried and cracked lips. I ask myself that unproductive question over and over again. Shame not see you play VLR. I agree, and I do feel bad about it, but since it is a lead-in to ZTD, is my understanding, or at least there's connections, I need to play it for my own personal context to be able to play ZTD. And I really want to play ZTD, since I have the option to stream it. It's unfortunate, but it happens. It's just a fact of my situation. I don't have that kind of money. Nowhere near that kind of money. Yeah, heavily linked. So yeah. I know there's characters that in 99 that show up in VLR as well. So that, I mean, obviously everything leads into another. Which is a real shame. Which means, basically, viewers, you're going to have homework when ZTD comes out on PC. You have to make sure to play VLR on your own as well. Or at least read a plot summary or something. Anything that relates to VLR when I play ZTD, if I remember it, I'm sure I will make a reference to it and make sure people know. But that's way in the future. Let's worry about this now. If that was really the case, how relieved would I would be. However, the transfer phenomenon is reality. Kokoro? Raising my head, I saw Uni had come up in front of me before I noticed. His muttering voice wavered from the cold. Can I sit next to you? I nodded and opened my space on my bed for Uni. Basically, VLR spoilers, so spoilers, and because of that, spoilers, and so spoilers, and that's why I made character spoilers, and so they're linked. I like it. You and me, we're gonna get along. The man who died was the Hook-Hand Man Cardor. What? Hook-Hand Man Cardor. Either you're speaking nonsense and the area of your brain that translates language into something meaningful is gone, or you're making a reference to something and I have no idea what it is. And muffled spoilers. Yeah, exactly. I opened my blanket to invite Uni in. Uni and I piled our two blankets together as we both cover ourselves up with them. And then... Hey, I'm kind of hungry, Uni whispered while blushing, as I skipped breakfast as well as famished too. That's right. But my speech slurred. Let's eat then. I take out the can from the vinyl bag under my pillow. In there was remaining food supply for 3 people, me, Uni, and Yomogi. I faced Yomogi and signaled him with my eyes, but he shook his head slightly. He always planned to make sure they'd get more of the food than he would. I raised my eyes to the top bunk where my Izumi was, and with only my lips mouthed, "Here you go," to Uni. I took just a bit of the hardtack from the can. Held out half of my biscuit to Uni. And Rosebud was his sled. I still haven't seen that movie. Is it okay? Yep. Uni smiled weakly. Thank you. Together we snapped the biscuit in 2. It wasn't enough to relieve my hunger, but mentally I felt a bit better. Hey, when we eat next, I'll give Kokoro the bigger half. You don't need to push yourself. I'm okay. But if it's for Kokoro, then I can endure a little hunger. This is a lot of hunger. The Alma is full of kittens. So many kittens. Again, a reference I don't get. I'm bad at references today. Okay. Uni, I loved the sweetness of Uni so much it was almost unbearable. The tears I'd been holding back until now overflowed all at once. Cling to him to suppress the tears. Aww. I slowly reached for Uni's glasses. Don't do that! Why? Think about my body too. That's extremely painful. You can endure it if it's for me, right? Us and that are different. Jeez. Without any other alternative, I settled for grasping Uni's small hand instead. Anyhow, back to infinity. Huh? There's something gripped in his cold hand. That was not VLR sword. I'm assuming not. And if it is, it's so off the wall and weird that it doesn't matter. It was a charm. I wonder where it came from. Nice, huh? It's protecting me. Why do I remember the charm? Was it something we gave him? I don't remember. I think we've seen this charm before. Perhaps trying to cheer me up, Uni forced a smile. However, her smile was cramped by the cold. In that case, let's both make a wish to God. Okay. We gripped the charm together, closed our eyes, and prayed. It was a prayer to God without any foundation, but the mere existence of the charm acted as support to us. Hey, what did you wish for? To somehow let everyone return safely. How about you, Uni? Uni hid his face. With hollow eyes, a fleeting smile crossed his face. I wished I could always be with Kokoro. I couldn't hold it back anymore. Uni! Stop it, it hurts, Kokoro! Hug. I give! Great. That habit of hers again. It was nothing more than an empty show of spirit. However, I acted as if I was high spirits as always, so that Uni might even be a little more energetic. Uni had encouraged me with his sweet kindness. Releasing himself, Uni looked a bit fed up as he took a deep breath. He softly embraced his shaking shoulders. Uni seemed to have calmed down as he surrendered his body to me. I'm very glad we had known the context of this situation, because that right there... moving on. We stayed with one another, rolled up in a blanket, gripping each other's hands. I slowly closed my eyes. Uni's small body was faintly warm. I truly feel it. As long as his warmth is here, I won't be alone. I have comrades that can help me. As long as Uni and Yomogi are here, I'll do my best to survive. But, you know, that Mayuzumi person. The fuck? Well, Satoru gets to wake up clinging to a small child. Yay! Frightens and is frightened. For I noticed the trembling from the cold had transformed into a feeling of lethargy. I opened my eyes. Hey, you're not in the basement at least! I saw the white walls of Sphia. I was sitting on Satoru's bed. Kokoro, he's a preteen. Calm down. Exactly. I jumped again. Sphia had functional heating, unlike the freezing cold shelter cabin. There was food here too. However, I wasn't the least bit happy, because in Sphia the presence of a murderous monster was constantly approaching me. When I tried to stand up... Oh boy! What is this? My vision distorted. On top of that, I couldn't put any strength into my body at all, as if all my bones had been removed. Are you on super heavy painkillers again? I fell to my knees. I tried to get up, but my body wouldn't listen to me. None of the muscles in my body were responding. I couldn't move an arm or even lift a single finger. Just what is going on? I tried to mutter, but my mouth and tongue wouldn't move how I wanted them to. My voice wouldn't come forth either. But still, even with my body unable to move, my mind was completely clear. Sphia would make the shelter cabin even worse, the contrast. Yeah, I can see that. You'd be like, well, happy, safe, and warm. Except, you know, not happy, not safe, but at least warm and fed. Back to shelter cabin. Everything's awful! And it feels more awful now, because I just got to eat and be in warm areas that this body didn't get to experience. Yay! I forget you can't eat? You say murderous monster, who are you talking about? Exactly, murderous monster. We're not being very specific about that. Also, can we stop using that term? I have a feeling it's going to be very wrong and going to get us in trouble. 2, you're not supposed to be eating because somebody's trying to poison you. Yay! His lady friend. Hello! She's your waifu, not mine. Anyway, but still, even then, my body unable to move, my mind was completely clear. What's happening? One more try, I tell myself. It's odd. No matter how you look at it, this is odd. Not exactly sure what, but something definitely happened to Satoru's body. I can only dream so. On top of that, it was critically abnormal. Move. Move. Move, 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 move. Please move already. Put everything I have into moving my limbs. Focusing my concentration on their fingertips, slowly yet impatiently, I did everything I could to put strength into them. Utsumi is the only one who's tried to actively kill someone. That's true, that we've seen. Somebody killed the dude. It seemed like it was Hattori, not Keiko. That's my theory. Kokoro, do the worm! Yeah, Utsumi is the name you're looking for, Shamir. How long did this go on? By the time I was able to lift it even slightly, my body was covered in sweat. I dragged my drowsy body to the edge of the bed and sat down. To speak comparatively, it was as if the whole body had been assaulted with lethargy. Hey, more passing out. I felt dizzy again. What was going on with my body? Panic struck me as I realized that this condition might be permanent. Shaking my head lightly, I staggered to stand up. I was somehow able to manage that much. However, my legs felt unreliable, as if they'd fail on me as soon as I let my guard down. It's Utsumi with a U, Shamir. But yeah. Seems it was Hattori who killed the man, but we didn't actually see that. Yeah. My theory is Hattori killed him because he was doing something to someone. Threatening someone. Either Satoru or Uni. However, that might not be true. Yeah, I know. Why am I making fun of your spelling in this? But it's still. I'm a stickler for that sort of thing for no reason. Not trying to be all... Do it right, or else banned. Banned forever. However, my legs were unreliable. Yada yada. I'm close enough, but what's the U? It was probably the first time since birth that it had taken me this much effort to stand up and move. I felt as if my body had degenerated terribly. I turned my arms slightly. I couldn't put much strength into it. My body continued to stagger, but I didn't feel any pain. There didn't seem to be any injuries besides my left arm that got cut the other day, as well as my right hand. Then why? I pondered the cause of the situation. I wasn't injured. My head felt perfectly clear, and it didn't seem like I was sick either. Then what? I suddenly realized. There was someone trying to kill Satoru. Pushing him off a building, stabbing, drowning, used many different methods to try and murder Satoru. And now, the next method the person attempted to use was... It can't be. Poisoning. In other words, with my body experiencing right now, is used some sort of drug? I'd like to claim Kokoro as my waifu as a linear to Hattori. Well, I guess Shamir is stuck with Utsumi then. Sorry, Shamir. That's just how it goes. Unless you wanted Satoru, I guess. I don't judge. I shuddered at the thought. My vision became distorted once again. I crouched down when it seemed like I was going to fall. Going as far as using poison to kill is just too much. The murderous monster was ready to kill Satoru by any means. I squeezed my eyes shut and strongly clutched at my shoulders. No more. Stop it already. Unable to stand the fear, tears began to flow from my eyes. How many times will I have to go through this? I slowly opened my eyes and dizziness began to recede. The feeling of lethargy attacked my body began to lessen as well. She has many husbandos to choose from. No. Yamogi and Satoru are like his only choices. We're not throwing Uni in the mix. We're not being creepy. No. Maybe the symptoms appear and disappear in waves? What should I do? That's right. Decided to leave a note for Starro. I don't know what kind of drug he took, or was it injected. I'll have to deal with it myself. In times of crisis like this, we have to keep in especially close communication with each other. Look towards the notepad. Because Starro's hands were under the influence of the drug, I could feel their grip somehow weakened. It wasn't my dominant hand, but I earnestly grabbed hold of the pen with my right hand and began writing a message for Starro. It's Kokoro. There's something strange going on with your body. What happened? Did someone make you take poison? Please tell me. Even just a little is fine, so tell me. I paused. A teardrop fell on the notepad. The ink ran and blurred. Fear, irrationality, loneliness, sorrow. All these emotions piled on top of one another and were pressing down on my heart. Unable to bear the pain, the tears began to fall one after another. Without wiping them away, I continued to write. As if to say that was my only remaining method of resistance, I single-mindedly continued to run the pen across the paper. I don't want to die. I don't want you to die either, Starro. What should I do? What should I do to help? I'm scared. I'm very, very scared. I have no idea why this is happening. I don't even know what will happen 5 minutes from now. I don't know what I can believe in either. Hey, Starro. I want to meet you. Even a single glance is fine, but I want to meet you. Because the one reflecting in the mirror isn't you, it's me. I want to meet the you that's really you. Because there's no one I can believe right now but you, Starro. And I want you to tell me that everything's alright. I want you to tell me that there's nothing to worry about. I think we should... Hold on. Another theory. I've said multiple times that it's possible Satoru's done some things that have been moving towards some sort of goal we don't know about. He might be the one causing some of these problems. That's becoming more and more of a possibility in my mind. He's been doing something mysterious here at Sphia. No idea what. Whatever he was doing, somebody wanted to kill him for it. Possibly. So when we switch bodies, I don't doubt that he actually genuinely cares for her safety. I think what he's doing, though, he naturally will put him in danger, and that ends up putting Kokoro in danger, and he hates it, but he has to do it for some reason. That's my current theory. But there's too many vagaries to really go anywhere with it. I want you to tell me there's nothing to worry about. I put down the pen and wiped away my tears. The thing I wrote in the message were my true feelings. It was almost like a confession of love, but I think it's different from that. I wanted to cling to someone. I wanted to cling to someone for them to say to me, don't worry, you can relax now. I wanted someone to hold me tight and say those words. I think I wanted to escape from this unstable situation by clinging to someone. I think my mind's already reached its limit. A sound came from the direction of the door. I quickly raised my head. I saw Uni peeking in through the slightly open door. Realizing he'd been spotted, Uni's face filled with anxiety. As though to escape, he made to run away. What's wrong? Wait! I forcefully stood up. Bad idea! I stagger, and then there's still some slight dizziness. Too many techniques would be the Uchikoshi Mano. Yeah, well. My body wouldn't move the way I wanted it, as if it were made out of jelly. But even so, I pushed my arms and legs to move and chased after him. I feel that Sumi was suspicious from the beginning. I really disliked Mayazumi. Kokoro's just adorable. Hattori, really feel strongly about her. I knew Sumi was a little suspicious, but that's just because I'm assuming all the people involved here in Sphia are patients, not staff. So her being the one that's completely calm and collected, either she's towards the end of her treatment, or there's a lot more going on that we don't see. Honestly, Uni's the most suspicious by far. Mayazumi is, I don't hold the hate other people do for her, because her reactions are completely understandable. Detrimental to the survival of everybody there, probably, but completely understandable. So I'm not going to hate her for what she's doing. Plus, something about Satoru is setting her off, and we don't know what yet. Utsumi gave you the same bad vibes as Ace? Really? Let's move on. Uni rushed into his own room. I followed after him. Entering the room, I saw Uni's frightened eyes staring back at me. Don't come near me! What's wrong? What are you afraid of? As I neared him, Uni pulled himself back as if trying to get away. Uni is a trickster archetype after all, at least according to the opening. Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking for suspicions anywhere. I can see them with Uni, and there's quite a lot. You don't have to run away. Don't be afraid, it's me, Fuyukawa Kokoro. Uni shook his head almost hard enough to make a sound. Oh, what's wrong? Star's just sick. So? Uni retreated even further, his face distorted in fear. Oh, look out! Eh? And as he was walking backward, Uni's foot bumped against the table. With that, he tumbled to the floor. Ah! By chance, Uni's forehead struck the edge of the bed as he fell. Uni! Panicking, I rushed over to him and helped him sit up. He pressed his hands against his forehead. It hurts! It hurts! Are you alright? Let me have a look. Pushing back his hair, I saw Uni's forehead had a new injury. Probably due to the shock of the collision, Uni's bandage had peeled off and dropped to the floor. It was probably the one applied to the gut Hattori had given him the other day. I thought it bled quite a lot at the time, but the cut itself was actually shallow. Oh, so she cut him in the head. Well, that explains a lot. Head wounds tend to bleed a lot, but they don't hurt a ton. In fact, it's common in wrestling that when they need someone to bleed for an effect on the on stage, basically, they will often cut part of the forehead or like right above an eyebrow because that shows a lot of blood, even though it hurts a lot less than if you're cut somewhere else. Tears were forming in Uni's large eyes. Hey, you're a boy, right? Don't cry. Hey, there's no other choice then. I gave Uni's forehead a small kiss. Pain, pain, fly away to Andromeda. Saw Uni's eyes widen in surprise. Not again. My mother often did this for me, you know. A mysterious charm that makes you forget all other pain in one blow. 'Tis but a head wound. I embraced Uni's thin body closely. I buried my face in his hair. It's okay. There's nothing to worry about. However, yeah! I was thrust away by Uni. He had done it much more forcefully than I expected. Stop it! Don't touch me! Pretty good intuition when it comes to bad guys in games. Not perfect by any means, but more often than not, intuition's right. Well, we'll see. I don't think Utsumi is the big bad. Or, I think I know her motivation is what I'm saying. And I don't think it's going to go too far to hurting other people. Uni shouted and then turned and ran away. There's been pure terror on his face. Uni! I was left alone in the room. It's Batman! Sounds like Batman, he's evil, I can tell. Even though my room wasn't very wide, it felt extraordinarily vast to me. The room, sorry. Why did he run away? Was it because he felt grossed out at his forehead being kissed while I looked at Satoru? Or was it, it's okay. There's nothing to worry about. Those were the words I was wishing for. Words I wanted to hear said to me. There's no one to say those words to me, so I used them on myself on Uni. Under the guise of worrying about Uni, I may have only been thinking of myself. Maybe being sensitive, Uni was able to see through my heart. I don't know. I don't know anything. The only thing I did know was that the remaining warmth left by Uni felt extremely lonely. Even so, I decided to run after Uni, because losing Uni would be unbearably sorrowful for me. Uni went in direction of Hattori's room, began to chase after Uni. Yay! Swappy swappy! Self-defense, false accusation. The cold wrapped around me. This was no mere cold. So painful my entire body was jarred. Humans began to feel pain if they were exposed to the elements too long. Too used to the heating at Sphia, my unprepared body shuddered as it was suddenly pulled back into reality. Not much was to be expected. This has happened multiple times. We come back to our body and Satoru's outside for some reason. This is bad. What is he looking for? What is he doing? Is he trying to find a way to save the people in the cabin, or is there something he's looking for? Dear Satoru, stop going outside. Also, yes. I agree. Because I was standing in front of the cabin. I had been dropped right in the middle of a violent snowstorm. At this rate, I'll freeze to death. Was Satoru trying to kill me? Panicking, I opened the door and ran into the cabin. The situation here didn't seem to have changed. Before the transfer, Uni and I had been huddled together in the same bed, but now he's curled up in another bed. He quietly stared at my hand, which prickled with pain. My fingertips were numb and had turned stark white, having lost the coloring the blood would provide. I tried blowing on them. It had hardly any effect at all. My entire body felt heavy. I didn't have the energy to talk either. At this rate, I probably wouldn't even make it through the rest of the day. I covered my entire body with a blanket. However, even the blanket had already become cold. Fuyakawa-san, is it? Before I noticed, Yomogi was standing in front of me. With his facial expression, I knew he too had weakened considerably. I quietly nodded. Can you give me some food? He whispered me as he glanced toward the top bunk bed. Yes. How much? Handful of hardtack. No, 1 piece is enough. Are you okay? Yomogi patted his head and he forced a smile. If I say it out loud, you will just worry about me even more. The snow. The snow isn't stopping, is it? Yomogi looked out the window. The snow violently struck the pane. It had calmed down for just a little bit earlier. See, it's gotten bad again. I wonder if help is coming. Don't worry. Let's believe and wait. Yes. Hearing this from Yomogi, who's knowledgeable about mountains, I felt somewhat encouraged. I was honestly thankful for Yomogi's presence. That's right, rations, right. I reached deep in my bed, reaching my hand under the pillow. Uh-oh. However... Gone. What's wrong? It's not here. The can with 3 people's shares of rations was gone. I'm sure I left it underneath the pillow. It can't be, why? Panicking, I looked around the area. I found it in the corner of the bed, where it had been rolled into the dark area on the far side of the bed. I grasped the can, feeling relieved. What are you sneaking around for? I jumped. Mayuzumi peeked out from the top bunk. Her face without spirit and her voice had gotten hoarse. Mayuzumi may be the one who's exhausted the most strength of us all. However, her bloodshot eyes alone still had the energy to glare fiercely at us. What's that? Mayuzumi pointed her finger at the can I was holding. You weren't hiding food for me. Oh no. Mayuzumi has the wrong idea. You're wrong. We're not like you. No! Let's not cause problems. Wow. Saving here. The food is mine, Yuzu and Yomogi. It's all 3 of ours combined. I wonder about that. You sure you were just hiding it between the 3 of you and leaving me out? That's not... Stop it, Mayuzumi. I pegged Ace as the bad guy on the 3rd cycle. My first 2 were both subbing, the 3rd was accenting. DLR, I figured left was bad. Shamir, I understand that you want to talk about 999 and stuff, but let's try to avoid that for now. Even though this game is tangentially connected to 999, this could cross-posted to YouTube, and the YouTube folks might not have watched the 999 playthrough, or folks on Twitch even might not have seen 999. So let's try to avoid spoilers for that game, even though I played it through, just so folks who haven't seen it don't know. And even though that's obviously not a spoiler because I don't know any of the context, let's try and avoid talking about VLR at all because I haven't played it yet. So, no big deal, just, you know, be careful. It's Rue's Trilo. She knows and stole your biscuits. Throw her out. It's no big deal, Shamir. Just letting you know, I want to try and avoid certain spoilers for folks, and I just voiced it out loud anyway, so it doesn't matter. If stuff gets spoiled, stuff gets spoiled. And Elu is, of course, trying to convince me to do horrible, awful things, as per usual. Good to have a friend like you. Called out for 99 spoilers. Yeah, Sir Matt's not good at that either. Stop it, Mayuzumi. Stop doubting other people. Mayuzumi grew sulky and withdrew back to her far side of the bed. She may not have had the energy left to quarrel with us. Mayuzumi is weakening at a remarkable rate. I grew a little worried. Hey, Mayuzumi-san. Why do you always reject us? I got your factory though. Let's all cooperate together. I don't want to die, and I don't want anyone else to die either. I've gotten better. Yes, you have, Matt. You have. No responses came from the top bunk. I sighed and looked over at Yomogi. He only gave a small shake of his head as if giving up. Food, right? I'll go get it now. When I grabbed the can, it felt impossibly light. Huh? I doubted my own eyes. The can... It was empty. This can't be. Why? There was still plenty of hardtack inside. I'd seen it before when I ate with Uni. Why? Did someone steal and eat it all? Hey, who was it? I cried out loudly enough for the whole cabin to hear. Uni and Yomogi kept silent. They just quietly looked at me. What were those eyes for? I heard Mayuzumi laughing from her bed. She stood up and walked over to her bed. It's so funny. Mayuzumi's only countered my challenging tone with a faint smile. Hey you, do you know who the culprit is? Huh? Judging from her tone, Mayuzumi probably knows who did it. Just who is the culprit? Is the culprit Mayuzumi? No. I don't know. I tried to think of who the culprit could be. However, I abandoned the thought immediately. Those were delicious rations! The place was completely enclosed. It could be impossible for someone to just waltz in here and eat them all. The culprit was either Yomogi, Mayuzumi, or Uni. It had to be one of those three. You're missing someone. It had to be one of those three who ate it. However, I didn't want to point that out. Let's stop trying to find the culprit, even though it isn't something you can easily forgive. If we try to search out the culprit, our relationship with each other might be damaged unnecessarily. I said this in an earnest tone. However, Mayuzumi suddenly burst out laughing. She began laughing while holding her stomach. Oh, my stomach hurts. Oh, what's so funny? Because the one saying let's not search for the culprit is the culprit herself. How do you tell me not to laugh? Mayuzumi glared at me with eyes of contempt. What did Mayuzumi say? That's enough, so stop trying to hide it already. It's painful to watch. What are you saying? Hide it? Who is? I am? It's you. It's obvious you're the culprit. I'm the culprit? That can't be. Only you could have done it. The only person who could eat it is unseen is you. The person holding on to it, right? Satoru, you glutton. I don't know if it's called glutton if he just ate a couple of hardtack pieces. I didn't eat it. Believe me. But Yomogi and Uni didn't protect me. They only looked at me with cold, distrustful eyes. Well, I mean, Uni looks exactly the same as he always does, and Yomogi looks like he just saw someone find out their dog was dead. So, you know, they kind of look the same to me. No, don't look at me with those eyes. I lowered my head as if to escape their stares. No one believed me. They're trying to pin the crime on me that my body doesn't even remember committing. I was enduring the hunger all this time. So at that moment I suddenly realized, right now I'm not hungry. I don't feel hunger. The hardtack I ate at noon wasn't enough to sate my hunger. She totally didn't leave a note to Satoru about the combined supplies. Oh damn, that might be true. I was so hungry I felt like my stomach was sticking to my back, but now, astonished I rubbed my own stomach. By percentages is gluttonous. I looked at Uni, who was begging him for help. Uni only looked down. Hey, Uni, you believe me, right? Because we knew we were with each other until just now. That's true. Uni, did you see anything? Uni nodded awkwardly. Who was it? And then Uni momentarily glanced in my direction. That one looks at everything. Mayuzumi sorted through her nose in triumph. The inside of my mind went completely white. Why was he lying like that? As I stayed there, immobilized by confusion and shock, Yomogi came to my bed. He looked around the bed as I used as if investigating, and he grabbed tightly on the blanket. These are crumbs, he said shortly, his tone strained. Huh? A lot of hardtack crumbs have fallen onto your bed. A nerve-wracking shrill laugh echoed through the cabin. Hey, you know what? You're a way worse woman than I am. I fell to my knees where I stood. This has to be a lie. It's not a lie. You were the one who was lying to us all this time. Pretending to be Satoru too. You were playing us all from the beginning, weren't you? Don't tell me that you're going to blame it on Satoru next. I suddenly realized. That's right, it was Satoru. It's impossible for me to eat food in the period which I wasn't even aware. If you think about it, the only way to explain it is Satoru ate it during his transfer. Although I don't want to believe it, that he's really such a selfish of a man. Again with the DID stuff? Give me a break already. Yogi glanced at me and clicked his tongue, ruffled his own hair. Obvious discomfort showed on his face. Yogi-san! I can sympathize with your illness, but don't pull us into it. No, that's wrong. What's wrong about it? Yogi shouted forcefully. Without permission, you ate unis of my portions as well. That's the reality. Move one step closer to death. I ate there. I looked at Uni. He just stood there biting his lip. He averted his eyes from me. Could it be that your kind personality along with your DID is all an act to get us to let our guard down? And while you were pretending there was something wrong, you took our food? Tears began to overflow from my eyes. Yeah, even Yomogi is getting pissed. This is bad! Already weakened bonds between us were beginning to break apart, making a shattering sound as they did. Sorry, it just slipped out. Forget about it. No longer bothering to look at me, Yomogi sat in the corner of the cabin and wrapped himself in a blanket. Mayuzumi only continued to laugh to herself. Uni wouldn't come near me. He sat on his bed, painfully rubbing his stomach. Uni, I'm sorry. I apologized in tears, but Uni gave no reply. He pulled a blanket over his head. I was suddenly overcome with an extraordinary sense of loneliness. Saw this coming the moment they pulled their food. I suspected something like this might happen. And it does seem all evidence points to Satoru. We'll see. I'm not alone. I have comrades that will help me. That's what I had thought. Inside the hellish shelter cabin without food or fuel, there's only one hope I could cling to. I had my comrades here with me. Now both unis hate you for some reason. Hey! Progress! That alone was what supported me. But even so, before I noticed there was no one left beside me. Everyone blamed me. I looked at the hardtack crumbs scattered across the bed, messy as if a child had eaten it. Was it Satoru that ate it? Why? You should have known that what the food meant to us. For him to eat it all. Why'd he do something like that? The tears wouldn't stop. Looks like I've unconsciously come to resent Satoru. Because of him, the faint hope of survival had disappeared. Why? Why did you do it, Satoru? I broke down crying on the bed. Time passed, and before long, night arrived. In the corner of the cabin, Yomogi was trying to communicate with the satellite phone again. However, the results had been no good as always. I guess the phone is useless, Yomogi muttered. Everyone felt the same. Night continued on. Darkness of the night deepened quickly and little by little invited us towards death. That is a possibility. Or he went to go try and look for help and felt that the only way he could do it with enough strength is if he had enough food and took it upon himself to do it. That's also a possibility. A little more optimistic of one. And he didn't communicate this to Kokoro that it was his plan, because he would figure she would say no. But that's taking a couple of leaps. It's the same thing? No. The intent is completely different. And the intent is what's important. If he left on his own to try just to save Kokoro, that's different than if he left to try and save everybody. It's functionally the same, but the intent being different is important. And the blizzard did die down for a while, like Alou says, so he might have thought he had a chance. Alright, let's see. When I came to, I was standing perfectly still in Satoru's room. I transferred again. I checked the time. 10:20 p.m. A delicious smell was coming from beyond the door. Lured by the smell, I left the room. On the table right in front of my eyes was a warm meal. The shining white rice was letting off steam and looked delicious. Right next to it was a bowl of eggplant miso soup, grilled salmon, a vegetable side dish of spinach. There was a large platter full of diced chicken and vegetables. I became unbearably sad. There was food here. There was just enough food to satisfy the hunger of 3 people. I wanted to bring Yomogi and everyone else here as well. If I could, we wouldn't have to quarrel over food anymore. If I could, the sin I had unknowingly committed as well as the trust in me that had been lost as a result would all be cancelled out with the food right in front of our eyes. If I could, everyone would forgive me with a smile. What's wrong? Eh? You suddenly started crying. From where she sat across from me, Utsumi raised her eyebrows and peered in my face. Probably! She's gonna eat and be in trouble! Uni and Tori were sitting at the other end of the dining table. She was right, there were tears running down my cheeks. Two of them stared at me in surprise as I had unexpectedly started crying. Are you really so upset we didn't call you to dinner? No, that's not it. I just had something on my mind. That tone. Fuyakawa-san? Damn, she's sharp as always! Yes. I see. In that case, I'm sorry. We started eating without calling you. It's alright. The amount of food here would be just enough to satisfy the hunger of all the people at Shelter Cabin. If they only had something to eat, and that foul and edgy atmosphere would calm down just a bit. I felt the personality exchange was an extremely cruel thing. Even though I didn't want to admit it, I was only full because I had eaten 3 people's shares of hardtack back at the Shelter Cabin, leaving the others starving. However, it seemed Satoru was hungry. Right now, it feels like I'm starving. I don't eat! Put down my chopsticks. I don't actually remember it, but I'd eaten Uni and Yomogi's food all by myself. I felt it was inappropriate, unforgivable for me to accept such delicious food in spite of that. That's not the reason why you're not eating! The reason why you're not eating is so you don't die! Oops. Thinking of those two, I'll abstain from eating as well. But... seems you're hungry. Tori was laughing voicelessly as well. It seems Satoru was considerably hungry. I'm sorry. So I apologized in a soft voice. I was hesitating as to whether it would be okay for me to refuse the food. So as my own feelings went, I wanted to keep my honor with those in the Shelter Cabin by abstaining from eating. That's not the point! That's also dumb! I'm gonna prevent Satoru from eating because he made me eat while I was, made me eat other people's share of food while I was in the cabin. That's your logic? Fuck you! Just eat! But, don't eat because you're gonna be poisoned! So, stop using the wrong reasoning here! Koguro's stupid. A little bit! To be fair, like, there's stressful situations, and then there's what she's going through. She might be a little fried right now. Understandable. However, if I did that, Satoru would be the one to suffer. Of course, because it was probably Satoru that ate all the hardtack, I'd, like, tell him a thing or two, but if I didn't eat here, it'd be a problem if Satoru didn't have the energy to run away from the murderous monster. God damn it! I picked up the chopsticks with mixed feelings. If you never eat, you're gonna starve to death in 2 worlds at once. If he wants to eat, he can make his own food, it's via the asshole. If he's the one that wants to take the risk of getting poisoned, he can bake the food. Yeah, her stress multiplier is through the roof. At least she's getting a lot of points, though. Pick up chopstick, mixed feelings. I'll eat it. While eating, I looked at the other 3 people around the dinner table. Something felt off. Yeah, I was about to also mention this. Woman on right tried to kill woman in middle. Woman in middle accidentally slashed guy on left. Guy on left is terrified of us. The fuck? We're all just eating at a dinner table like nothing's wrong. Would you please pass the chopsticks? Oh, are you gonna stab me this time? Would you please pass the salt? Only if I can throw it in your eyes. Can I get some chicken? This is how I feel this whole situation going. We're gonna eat and die. Yep. Why is it 4 of us are gathered around the table eating right now? There's a murder here just the other day. Passive-aggressive mealtime. Moreover, the culprit is among these 3 people. It's not the time to be calmly eating here. But even so, why? They decided to be safer for everyone to eat all together? Prevent one of us from being poisoned, everyone must be eating the same thing? That's what I remembered. That's right! Satoru was poisoned! Welcome back to reality! Last time I transferred, his body was in terrible condition. I looked up at the ceiling. If I get some more rice, I will dance on your grave. I'll dance on your grave, dear. I checked to see whether my vision was blurry or if I'd become dizzy. However, everything was perfectly normal. My body didn't feel dull at all either. Did Satoru deal with it somehow? Then Utsumi's voice spoke in a voice that betrayed worry. I thought you were really wolfing it down, but now your chopsticks aren't even moving. Is something the matter? Are you feeling unwell? No, I'm fine. Panicking, I shook my head. I see. Noah's been eating well lately, so we haven't gotten enough nutrition. Besides, Fuyukama-san hasn't eaten anything for the past 3 days. Oh, right. That's true. Just eat what you can, okay? Now that she mentions it, Satoru and I have been refusing food for fear it was poisoned. Would it be okay for me to eat now? Actually, I'd already eaten some. Well done! It was too late. Sorry, Satoru. If you die from this, please forgive me. Please, please don't let there be any poison in it. Hattori took some diced chicken and vegetables from a large platter and put it in Yuni's bowl. Thank you, Hattori. Yuni. Yuni grabbed it with his chopsticks without showing any hesitation. Oh, what? Swallowing down a piece of bamboo shoot, Yuni glanced up at me, startled. No, it's nothing. Hattori served herself the same platter, then brought the food to her mouth. Seeing a sign it was poisoned. Gathering my resolve, I decided to continue with the meal. The food Utsumi had made it very delicious. The atmosphere at the table was peaceful and happy as well. Yuni ate a lot and talked a lot as well. Utsumi too answered him with a laugh. Hattori was sitting beside Yuni, nodding at their conversation with a smile. It was like a meal we had on the first day. It was almost like the murder that had taken place was just a lie. A bad dream of a world far away. However, there was something different from the meal on the first day as well. Hey, Yuni, pass the soy sauce. When I casually called out to him, Yuni flinched and his body trembled with surprise. He stared at me, his eyes full of fear. Yuni, why are you looking at me like that? I just want more, since I've already had some. Exactly. Alright. Here you go. As if to interrupt my question, Utsumi passed me the soy sauce instead. I'm sorry. Yuni was oddly afraid of me. Satoru? That was the biggest difference. And there was one more difference. Hattori lightly tapped on Yuni's shoulder. What's wrong, Hattori? Hattori pointed a finger at her own cheek. Is there something on your cheek? Hattori shook her head as if troubled and then reached over to Yuni's cheek. There was a grain of rice stuck there. Hattori puts it in her own mouth. Ha! Adorable! Sorry, looks like you have combination, Elu. Where you going with lunch on your face? Or something like that? Hattori smiled happily. Jeez, we're like newlyweds, huh? Yuni smiled while leaning against her arm as if teasing her. Hattori, as if reacting to the word newlyweds, looked down as her cheeks turned red. You don't need to get so embarrassed, Hattori. Hattori and Yuni were getting along unusually well. I thought as I bring one of the vegetable side dishes dripping with soy sauce into my mouth. Yuni's forehead should be wounded. It was invisible right now because the bangs were hiding it, but it was a new wound. And unmistakably been inflicted by none other than Hattori. So then why wasn't Yuni on guard against Hattori? I can't lie, at least a little bit jealous. You know, Yuni's reaction made me feel like Satoru did the stabbing, Hattori picked up the knife, and that's when the swap happened. That's actually what I'm strongly suspecting at this point, too. Either that, or Hattori did something to protect Yuni otherwise. But yeah, I'm suspecting that as well. Why is it that rather than being scared of her, he seemed to be getting along with her so well? The meal ended, leaving behind the huge question. Thanks for the food. Put my hands together and mentally apologized while doing so. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being the only one to eat. All the people at the shelter cabin were enduring their hunger right now. Being able to fulfill myself spiritually by eating like this was more than enough to further my feelings of guilt. Mother and child. After the meal ended, I was the only one sitting at the dinner table. Yuni went to the living area as if avoiding me, sat on the sofa playing with Hattori. Gazed at two of them from the kitchen, while feeling a strong sense of alienation. Kagome, Kagome, bird within the cage. When, oh when will you come out in the evening lit by the dawn? The crane turtle slipped and fell, who's that behind you? Yuni's hands were covering Hattori's eyes. Two of them were singing Kagome Kagome by themselves. Hattori was crossing her arms and nodding as if pondering it. After a while, Hattori took a notepad in hand and wrote Yuni-kun. Bingo! Correct answer was Kusida Yuni-kun. Letting out a voice full of joy, Yuni lifted his hands away. Something like you've never heard Kagome Kagome before. Who would have thought? I'm just a Californian who never doesn't get out much. Hattori was grinning and laughing as well. It was just if you just saw what they were doing in this innocent play, it would have looked like a very enjoyable scene. However, Uni and Hattori were the only ones there. So what was fun about that? If one fell by writing zeros until you get tired. Where did that come from? If you think about it that way, their play was kind of creepy. That's true too. The Kagome song. It's a song Uni has sung to himself many times in the past. In the plane, in the shelter cabin, and in Svea. And it was the year 2011 in the shelter cabin, the year 2012 in Svea. That's what I concluded. Was Uni like us after all, and that only his consciousness was transferring? No, before that. Before that, there's something even more important I have to think about. Same question from before crossed my mind. Why isn't Uni afraid of Hattori? Uni had unmistakably gotten his forehead cut by Hattori. They are swapping! No, but then why would future Uni be so scared? Unless I'm kind of overestimating the personality of future Uni. That was the truth, even if she hadn't done it intentionally. Normally you'd be cautious of the person who did that to try and avoid them. But looking at two of them, rather than trying to avoid her, you get the impression they were getting along even better than before. So why? When I stepped out of my reverie, I saw that Uni was now sitting beside Utsumi. Cuddling himself close to Utsumi, Uni began talking to her, like the way a spoiled child behaves with his mother. It was just like you said, Kali. Much more relaxing when we eat together. It was really delicious. I'm glad to hear that. The two sat on the sofa saying that. What were they talking about, I wonder? It may have been about the same thing I felt during the meal, with the chance of poisoning decreasing when we ate together rather than apart. Uni was sticking even closer to Utsumi than necessary, and so Utsumi pats him gently, while narrowing her kind eyes with an affectionate expression. The two looked as if they were truly mother and child. Kali, I'm scared, Uni muttered as he pressed his forehead against Utsumi's arm. It looked like he was trembling slightly. I might be the next one that's killed. I don't want that. I don't want to die. Uni. As if to soothe his trembling, Utsumi embraced Uni. After brushing her lips against his hair, Utsumi nestled his face into her arms. It's okay. No matter what happens, I'll definitely protect you. Kali. Uni wraps his arms around Utsumi's back as well and returns her hug. They embraced each other for a while, but Uni soon separated from her, where he still showed in his face. I'd be happy if you could protect me. What if I'm attacked when Kali isn't here? What do I do then? I'm scared. Utsumi looked at Uni with sad eyes, and then... That's right. She reached into her pocket, took something wrapped in paper with red lettering. Inside the wrapping was a charm. But he had the charm already! What? Future Uni has the charm. I'll give you this. A charm? Yes. You see, the charm was a wish inside it to protect you from injury. Wearing an expression like the Virgin Mary, Utsumi handed the charm over to Uni. Uni placed it in his hand and stared at it with a mysterious look. I began to doubt my eyes. That charm. In the shelter cabin, through our shivering, Uni and I prayed to that charm. Why? What's going on? Utsumi speaks gently to Uni. I'm sure the charm will protect you. Is it okay for me to take this? Of course, you hold on to it. I want to carry it with you before it's too late. Uni wore a puzzled expression at first, but eventually gave a small nod. Like something precious, he held the charm to his chest. Thank you, Kali. Utsumi hugged Uni tightly one more time. Body swap? No body swap. And then she headed to the kitchen to do dishes. Uni started heading back to his room. I wanted to talk to him. As I approached him, Uni suddenly jumped and froze where he stood as a frightened expression appeared on his face. Wouldn't look me in the eyes. I gripped the charm in his hand. What does this mean? I didn't really understand what Uni was thinking. Uni was hurt by Hattori. He had his forehead cut with a knife, and so he wasn't afraid of her at all. However, while Uni was speaking to Utsumi, it sounded like he was afraid of someone. He has two now! No, it's the same charm. Could it be that Satoru did something to Uni without me knowing? We already know that stuff from the future can make it in the past. Physical objects can. Not just the personality swaps, because the newspaper. Could it be Satoru did something to Uni without me knowing? And because of that, Uni was afraid? I didn't have the energy to think about it anymore. I tried my best to talk to him. Uni, can I have a moment? What? Uni held the protective charm to his heart, as if turning a holy cross toward a vampire. Don't be afraid, I'm not going to do anything. Only complicate things if you act so scared. Uni bit his lip and glared at me. Uni, aren't you afraid of Hattori-chan? Why? Because the wound on your forehead is from Hattori-chan cutting you, right? I thought you might have died. I was really worried. When I saw Uni fall down with the blood spraying from his forehead for a moment, I thought he was dead. I thought of Uni dying. Even remembering that scene made me start to shiver all over. Hey, aren't you afraid of Hattori-chan? Uni stirred his toes for a moment, finally raised his head with a resolute look on his face. Turned whether the radio crossed time too? I'm pretty sure the radio's from the past. And for some reason, because they did mention offhandedly the whole digital analog radio signal thing, that because there aren't any more of the normal radio signals, it still picks up the radio signals from the past, because logic and science, I guess. Finally raised his head with a resolute look on his face. I'm not afraid. We're getting a lot better than before. Why did you start getting along? Once in a while, Hattori acts kind of strange. There are times when she makes a scary face. But she would never kill someone. Wouldn't kill someone? Hattori is a thankfully rare murderous monster, the one who slaughtered 12 people in Ubushi Keiko. Uni probably doesn't know about that. If he gets too close to Hattori without knowing that, he might be in danger. Confused over what to do, I tried to tell him indirectly. Think about it carefully. Hattori-chan was standing over the same room as a dead man, holding a knife. Hattori-chan's personality may be gentle, but it might be a dangerous part to her too, you know? Uni starts to violently shake his head at my words. That isn't true! Hattori didn't kill that man! How can you be so sure of that? Because I saw it! What? Uni lowers his voice. I saw that man get killed. Did you see the culprit? Uni nodded slightly. You better not get too close to Keiko or else. Don't be stepping on a loose woman. Still grasping the charm, he squeezed it even more tightly. Who was it that killed him? Tell me! As I drew closer, Uni shrank from me. His face was warped in fear. What's wrong? I don't understand if you just go silent. Tell me! Uni stood frozen, fear and sorrow mingled on his face. I can start a counter for every time Kokoro says murderous monster. I was tempted. So, who murdered the man? What does Uni know? Find out after a break. So get up, stretch, whatever you need to do, be able to keep watching comfortably. And I will be right back.